disagreeable recollections of the morning were thick upon me when Tom, whose displeasure towards me had been considerably refreshed by my causing him to upset his cowslip of wine, said,
"Here, Lucy, come along with me,"
and walked off to the area where the toads were, as if I did not exist. Lingering at a distance, I noticed Lucy was naturally pleased with Tom's behaviour towards her, and it was very amusing to see him tickling a fat toad with a piece of string. Wouldn't Lucy be wishing for me to enjoy the spectacle as well? I wondered. My thoughts were confirmed when Lucy's habitual affectiousness made her run back to me and say,
"Oh, there is such a big, funny toad. Do come and see."
I said nothing but turned away from her with a deeper frown on my face. As long as Tom seemed to prefer Lucy to me, she made part of his unkindness. A little while ago, I thought that I could never be cross with such a pretty little girl. But then, Tom had always been quite indifferent to Lucy before, and it hadn't been left to me to make much of her. Tickling a fat toad who is not highly sensitive is an amusement that is possible to exhaust, and Tom by and by began to look around for something that would have passed the time. But in the garden where we're not supposed to go off and wander the paths, there wasn't much to do. The only great pleasure such a restriction suggested was breaking the boundaries, and Tom decided to venture beyond the garden.
I say, Lucy, do you know what I'm thinking?
What, Tom?
I'm going to go to the pond to look at the pike. Would you like to come with me?
Oh, Tom, dare you? But we mustn't go to the garden.
We shall go out the other end. No one will see us. Besides, I don't care if they do.
I saw them leaving the garden and could not resist the impulse to follow. The misfortunes of the day made me grow quite angry and resentful toward the both of them. For the first time, I was angry at someone else other than myself. At this point, I couldn't quite hear their conversation, but I followed them as they attempted to catch the pike. I could see them move cautiously to the area of dry grass with hidden mud on each side. I drew nearer and nearer, though it was bitter to her, like everything else, since Tom did not care about seeing it. Tom turned around and said, "Now get away, Maggie. Nobody asked you to come." There were passions at war in me at that moment to have made a tragedy, if tragedies were made by a passion only. All I could do was be furious, but I couldn't take physically out on Tom. Perhaps I would like to make Lucy cry instead. Perhaps by pushing her into the water by a great big stick. Pulling out those curly little locks instead. Instead, I decided to choose a more effective method than fiercely Lucy into the cow-trodden mud. I grinned defiantly as the tiny girl lay writhed in the filthy mud, satisfied that I had destroyed their happiness. To the pieces broken by Tom's strike on my tender, supple cheek. Blinded by tears, I turned and ran to the nearest tree. Against a rough bark root as I watched my family from a distance.
Oh, you naughty children, come here! Oh, my Lord, Tom, what has happened? Lucy, why are you so tense?
They went inside, but I had other plans.